Hi guys, it's Desiree. Welcome back to my channel. And in today's video, we are going to be reading Learn Your Lesson by Kandi Steiner.
It was late at night. You tossed and turned as thoughts began.
Alright, if you guys have seen my video where I tried to read Watch Your Mouth, I think it was the second book in this series, and I ended up DNFing it. I said in that video when Learn Your Lesson came out by Kandi Steiner, I would do a reading vlog for that one because it's a character that I have been dying to read about. It's a character I love. So that's what this video is. It came out a couple of days ago and I haven't been reading it because I'm in the process of reading 2 other books for 2 other videos, and I just didn't want to start a new book. I'm almost done with one of the books for one of my videos. So, and also something happened that I needed to take a brain break and I didn't bring my physical books with me. So I was like, I'm just going to start this. I didn't even really start it. I started reading the first chapter, but the first couple pages that I've read so far is what was in the epilogue of Watch Your Mouth. So I already know what happens. So I had skipped and read that. But yeah, so we're going to be reading this. I'm so excited. The main character is Daddy P. It's so funny because the covers are male main characters, and I don't really ever envision them like that. Also, this is Kandi's. Kandi's. This is Kandi's first book being published as a soon-to-be mother, which actually is perfect because this is a single father. So I'm sure writing it and writing the child in this was really cool. I don't know if out of some of her books that I've read, if there has been a character with a kid. I think this might be her first parent romance, but I'm really excited. I know I follow Kandi on Instagram and TikTok, so I get to see some of the behind the scenes when she's talking about the books. She was actually doing a live earlier today. I didn't end up watching. I don't know, she might honestly even still be on live, but yeah, so I know a little bit of things about this book. I know she does interviews with, she was doing interviews with teachers and hockey players to kind of get real reference for the books. So I'm really excited for this. Yeah, we're gonna get into it because I don't want to keep you guys here for much longer. You guys, I'm only 32% into the book and I'm already sobbing. And it's not even I'm sobbing over the couple, I'm sobbing over the situation. The teacher, Chloe, they did a Daddy and Donuts, and she's talking about the different class dynamics. Don't make me cry. She's talking about the different class dynamics. I just have to read this because it's so sad how true this is, and it breaks my heart. I'm gonna try to get through without crying. It says, one moment my heart would be full watching a dad hold his kid in his lap and snap a picture on his phone, or grab 2 donuts and hold them up to his eyes like glasses and make children laugh, or reach for his little one's hand and ask them for a tour of the class. The next moment my heart would be breaking watching a dad and his son sit in complete silence, or a grandfather try to cheer up his granddaughter who was no doubt wondering why her father couldn't make the time to come, or 2 kids sitting alone together eating their donuts and pretending it didn't bother them that no one had come to join them. That breaks my heart because it's so true. It's so true. And I think about when like Mother's Day happens or Father's Day happens and little kids are in schools and they have those like little arts and crafts that they do before they go off for like the weekend or the holiday, and how there's kids who don't have moms, who don't have dads, and it's so sad because like they're babies and like they're at the beginning of their lives and they're already experiencing so much heartbreak. Like the first heartbreak that they're ever experiencing is from their parents, and that is such a sad thing. It breaks my heart. Like I don't know how it doesn't break people's heart. And I will never understand how somebody can be a parent, know that they have a piece of themselves, have a child out in this world, and want absolutely nothing to do with them. It will never make sense to me. I just needed to update because that one hit really hard. Hi guys, don't mind the clip in my hair. I'm setting my bangs right now, but I'm realizing I haven't talked to you guys about Learn Your Lesson in a minute, and I just hit the 51 mark. So I'm trying to get like some good lighting. I'm chapter 21 and I want to talk about the book so far because yeah, last I talked to you guys I was crying because of the Daddy Donuts scene. Broke my heart. I was editing that clip the other day and I literally almost started crying again. But anyways, so since that has happened, the book has kind of been moving like fast and slow at the same time. Like plot wise, nothing much has happened. Like yeah, plot wise, not much has happened. Character wise though, Will was doing absolute shit at practice right before a big game, and he finally was just like, whatever, I need to get this energy out of me. So he like stormed into the pool house, which is where Chloe lives, and yeah, yep, they did it. Yeah, so they did their due. And he came up with rules for them. He's like, no kissing, no friendship, and it's just purely having sex and that's it. And since then it's been like a week. Where I'm at right now, it's been a week since their first time, and I think they're about to go again. And honestly, they both almost slipped up and kissed each other, so yeah. Also, something I didn't really care for was Chloe made a Reddit post, and obviously she took some things out. She changed their names, made it anonymous, whatever. And her Reddit post is blown up, and people are like rooting for them to either fall in love or just keep having this agreement that they have. Personally, I don't really care for that whole little Reddit storyline. I'm sure it's gonna come out one way or another. But yeah, that's all that happened. As far as Will and his daughter Ava, he's starting to integrate Jenny, which is the mom, into Ava's life. Like he's trying to tell her stories about Jenny and like things that she likes. And he told Chloe that he wants to take Ava to Disney World or Land, one of the two. Because that was Jenny's favorite place. Also, backtrack. I didn't explain Will's thing. So Will's a single father because Jenny, 2 months after she gave birth to Ava, ended up having a blood clot and passing away. I forgot what it's called. I forgot what it was called. But yeah, she ended up passing away when Ava was 2 months old. So that's how he became a single dad. Yeah. And he explains that him and Jenny, like, they were friends with benefits that ended up getting pregnant that just decided to marry each other because they loved each other and they were friends and it was just easier. But from how he explains being with Jenny, like, he obviously has genuine love for her, but it doesn't seem like it was like it was a different kind of love. Like, it was like a friendship, admiration kind of love instead of like a love. And I feel like he's getting that love with Chloe, but he still obviously has that love for Jenny. yeah, that's what's happened. I'm gonna do some more reading, and I have to do some editing today. I'm going to the movies a little bit later today. It's Saturday, by the way. And yeah, my plan is to honestly just read this week. I think I'm going to be finishing this book pretty soon, so this is going to be a quick video. I'm loving this book. I don't know who the next book is, because I know that there's a second book, because I saw the, like, book. It comes out in November this year. Can't wait for that. How many chapters are in this book? I already forgot. 37, and there's 2 epilogues. So I'm going to take my guess right now that I think book number 4 is, I think it's going to be Carter and Leah, Maven's best friend. That's the team's dentist. I think her and Carter, I think they're going to be book number 4. And I think that's going to be very interesting, because from what we've learned from the Carter character, he's been on the team, got moved down to their AHL, got back on the team, got moved back on down. Like, he doesn't have that, like, leadership. He kind of is a bit of a pushover. And from what they say, I'm going to call her Livy. From what they say about Livy, she seems very much like the dominant type. And they're total opposites, which I think is what's going to make them perfect. So, let's do some reading. We gotta throw on a classic. I'm going to do some reading and fix my nails. So, let's get to it. Guys, so I'm gonna update your lesson. So I'm about 80% into the book. I don't know what was the last thing I told you. I think it might have been right around when they were going to Disney World. Let me tell you something. If y'all want a book with a lot of spice, like, I like to read spice, don't get me wrong. Sometimes though, when there's so much spice in a book, it gets to the point where I'm just like, okay, we get it, and I just like skip through it. But if you really like spice, you're gonna really like that book, because wow. I don't know, but plot-wise, Will just admitted his feelings to Chloe. They were taking Ava to one of Jenny's like favorite parks she was at, and he like told her, he had told Chloe, he's like, you know, I miss her and it's really hard to move on, but like, I miss you. Will confessed his feelings. Hold on, I'm gonna see if I can find. He said, Jenny would have been so much better at this than I am. I continue on a laugh, shaking my head. Motherhood would have just come easily to her. She never would have worried. She never would have stressed. With her, it would have just been another adventure. A moment of quiet passes between us, both of us watching where Ava was playing before I began to speak again. This time my voice shook. I miss her every day, I whispered, but I have another confession to make, one that might affirm what a terrible person I am. You're not because I miss her. I do, I said, turning to face Chloe, but I miss you more. So yeah, he practically just told Chloe that he fancies her. And because the last time they like hooked up, Chloe was like, can you stay the night? And he was like, no, I can't, because they already broke their like no relationship rule, and like are like no getting to know each other, no being friends rule, because they've been sharing life stories, okay? And it's starting to get a little too much for him. So he was like, no, I can't. I gotta go. And since then, Chloe's been like distant with him. Like, when he like gets close to her and kind of touches her, she kind of like stiffens up and like walks away and leaves him. So that happened, but nothing else happened since then, because Ava got hurt like on the monkey bars. So now I'm on chapter 31, and we're in Chloe's point of view, and this chapter is Need You. So I feel like we're gonna get really big confessions here. Yeah, I'm 81% into the book. And this book has 37 chapters, so I'm practically done. Practically done. I'm pretty much almost all done with this book. So hopefully next time I will be updating you guys. I will be close to the end of the book or done. Hi guys, I'm supposed to be sleeping because it's like 1 in the morning. It's 1:23 in the morning and I'm supposed to get up at 8 to go to the gym tomorrow. But I just finished Learn Your Lesson. And I'm reading the second epilogue, which is, this is going to be the couple that gets book 4. Remember how I said it was going to be Carter and Levy? I think Miss Kandi Steiner is going to make us wait a little bit longer to get that book. Because the epilogue, it's Alex. Oh, okay. It's Alex, the new teammate that they got this season. That is crazy. Tomorrow, when I get home, I'm going to do a full, update on the ending half of the book, my final thoughts, my ratings, my expectations for the epilogue. So, yeah. But I just wanted to give y'all that right now. Hi guys, so it's the next day and I'm here to give my opinion on, or my final thoughts I should say, on Learn Your Lesson. So I originally gave this book 4 stars, but after sitting with it and thinking about it, I later changed it to 3 stars, 3.75 to be exact. But I wanted to talk about why I gave it that, and I actually ended up writing a review, so I'm gonna read that and then kind of go off of that a bit more. Alright, so I said, as much as I loved reading this book, I'm not sure how I fully feel about it yet. I think I have to sit with this one a little longer before I can give my full thoughts on it. I can say I loved Chloe and wish we could see more of her as a teacher. That Daddies and Donuts scene had me sobbing at 1 a.m. We talked a lot about her being a teacher and only had maybe 2 minutes showing it. Will gave me all the angst I wanted, but after a while I started to get sick of it and sick of his back and forth. Overall, this is a great book and something I would recommend if you want spice, a grumpy MC, or I should say a grumpy MMC, and raw emotions, but I'm not sure this is a book I would see myself gravitating towards for a reread. Which is true. I love this book. I had a great time with all the characters. Gave me everything that I needed, but I think this is definitely a book for me that is a one and done. I don't see myself buying this book or rereading it, and honestly I think that's how I feel about this entire series. This series has had some hit or misses for me, as we know. The very first book, Meet Your Match. Wait, not Meet Your Match. What's the first book in this? Oh yeah, it was Meet Your Match. Yeah, so as we know, the very first book, Meet Your Match, I gave 5 stars. It was fantastic. And I have very little 5 stars. I hold my 5 stars very high. I ended up DNFing the second book. And I gave the third book 3.75. The fourth book is going to be Alex and Mia Long, who is she's a famous singer and they're having a fake engagement, and that's going to be that book. And I was actually on Kandi Steiner's I was watching her live today, and she was talking about the next 3 books in the series. She said book 5 is going to be Livia, and Carter's book. I may or may not read that one because I really do love Carter, and I think Livia is the character dynamic between those two would be interesting, so I think I would read that one. And the last one is going to be The Coach. I think she said there's only going to be 6 books in this series, but then the second book's going to be about the coach, and I may or may not read that. I think this series as a whole, although you don't technically have to read all the books because it's an intertwined series, there's some that are hits, there are some that are misses. Also, another thing that I wrote, I saw this in somebody else's review, and I was like, that is it. That is how I've been trying to describe Will and Jenny's relationship, and had not had the words. Earlier in this video, I said, I feel like when we talked about Will and Jenny's relationship, like, you could tell that he has love for her, but like, it's like he's not like in love with her. You know what I'm saying? So somebody had said Will wasn't in love with Jenny, but had love for Jenny. And that is what I was trying to say when I was trying to describe Will and Jenny's relationship. He had love for her because they were friends that got pregnant and then got married and then learned to love each other and live and coexist. But I don't think he was in love with Jenny. He was in love with Chloe because he fell in love with Chloe. So that's why the two relationships are drastically different. I also think that that's the part that frustrated me so much about Will and his indecisiveness, is because every single time he would start to like let go and like fully fall for Chloe, he would immediately think of Jenny and be like, I can't. But this is a total, and he would mention so many times in his head that this was a total different love than the love he had for Jenny. It's not something that he experienced before. So after a while hearing that, and then him still not acting on his feelings, when we're about like maybe a good 200-300 pages into this book and we're still not saying anything, it gets like, the act gets really old. I'm not gonna lie to you guys, when I was like maybe like 87% into the book, I was going to close it out. Like, I think I was gonna stop the book and not read it and just let it sit for a while because I was getting that frustrated. But I eventually was just like, Desiree, push through, like, you're right there to the finish line. So I did. I ended up pushing through, and it wrapped up beautifully. The characters wrapped up beautifully. And, you know, the other couple books I may or may not read. I think I'm going to pick and choose which ones I want to read. But, yeah, overall, this book was a 3 stars for me. I think it was a fantastic book. I highly recommend, if you guys want spice, like, you're going to get that in this book. But you're also going to get a really good story. I just personally don't think this is a book that, like, I would buy to put on my shelves. Or maybe I would, actually. That's a lie, because I do kind of want to get books that I've read on my Kindle. It's not a book that I would reread. And I want to get books that I'm going to put on my bookshelf that I know, like, I'm going to reread this. Like, for example, the other day I saw the Challengers movie, and I was like, this really makes me want to pick up Carrie Soto is Back and reread that again. And then it made me want to reread Malibu Rising, Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and Daisy Jones, like that whole like kind of interconnected series all over again. I just don't know if this book would give me that feeling. I hope this makes sense. But yeah, those are my final thoughts on the book. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a short video. Like, I'm so used to doing videos where I'm reading 2 books at the same time, so they're a lot longer and they're split into 2 separate halves. So only doing 1 book, it's a lot. I think I want to try doing that, like sprinkling, like doing a video for just 1 book, because it's been a while. But I hope to see you guys in the next video. Bye.